Hey Christopher, how you doing? So you want to make your Thanksgiving cranberry muffin recipe that you don't have while you're at school. So not a problem. I will walk you through the recipe. It's really kind of straightforward, and here we go. All right, here are your basic ingredients. This is a basic quick bread. So you've got your flour, your sugar, your salt, baking powder, baking soda, combination that'll make up the bread part. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of cranberry orange sauce into the middle of the quick bread that's been mixed with some shredded apple. And that's what gives it the Thanksgiving flavors and taste, along with maybe a little bit of cinnamon there. And here I'll walk you through the rest. All right, Christopher. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to peel a bunch of apples. It calls for about 1 cup of shredded apples. And I'm going to double the recipe, so I'm going to do 2 cups. This will be Granny Smith apples, nice tart, gives a little bit of firmness. Those I think are probably the best, but you can pick any that you like. Most of the time, don't get a very soft apple. It'll completely disintegrate in the muffin. You want a little bit of texture when you're done. So, all right, I'll show you how to shred them next. All right, we got our last one. Let's see if we can do this in a single peel. How about that? One giant peel. There are your apples. We'll shred them next. So usually when you shred an apple, often you'll do something like this, and you will shred like that, or maybe you'll do this into the bowl and just shred like that. This is a trick I found with a box shredder, which actually works really well, which is take the box shredder, lay it like this, and then shred. All right, until you get to roughly to the core. Rotate. Rotate, rotate, sort of gets you down. There you go, there's your core. And now you just take everything that's in here, and there you go, 1 shredded apple in there, without any mess, not having to hold the box shredder. All right, here we go. That is about 2 cups worth of shredded apples. You don't have to be perfect. I got 1 apple left over, which I will give to your mother. But other than that, now we're going to go on and we're going to shred the Zest, the oranges. So I'll show you how to do that next. All right, Christopher, we are going to zest an orange. The key to zesting an orange is to make sure that you only take off the top part of it. Make sure you wash it first. And you don't want to get into the white that's below it. Like if you were to cut into this, right, you see that the skin is composed of part of it that is orange, and then you see that little white stuff that's right there. That white stuff is bitter. I don't know if you can see that. That white is bitter. The orange tastes like orange. What we're after is the part that tastes like orange. So you want to avoid the white part getting into here. So that's what we're going to do. All right? So no magic tricks with the zesters. Basically what I do is, zest as best I can, set an angle. A lot of it is going to stick to the inside, and then I'll use this teaspoon to pull it out. So just work your way around it. So watch closely. See how I just started doing it? Still not white, so I still got more to go there. Now it's just as it starts to turn white, I'm going to rotate it. I'm always looking to rotate this. It's not about doing it flat. So you can see, I'm just going down to the point where it starts to turn white. You can see around here. I could probably get a little deeper than that. And then on the inside here, you can see all the zest is starting to stick to that inside. So what I can do is I can just use a spoon, just go in here, and then out comes the orange zest. And that is what I'm going to mix with the cranberries. Okay? And there you go. That is basically one very large orange zested, maybe 2 medium oranges. That'll give you about 1 teaspoon. So we're going to take that, and then we'll be combining that with the whole cranberry sauce. So let's mix that up so we can set that aside. So I just emptied 1 can in. That's a little bit more than a cup, which is probably good enough. This is good for a double batch. If you're just doing a single batch, you could just do half of this can and half a teaspoon of the orange zest. This is about 1 teaspoon. So we're just gonna mix that together. And then we're gonna set this aside because make sure you mix it up good. You don't want any of these like chunks of zested orange ending up giving you a burst of flavor in the muffins. But what you're gonna end up doing is putting this into the center of the muffin mix. So we're gonna set this aside, and then we're gonna make the quick bread. That's it. So the thing with quick breads is it's like a bread without yeast. So it uses the baking soda, the baking powder to rise. So nice thing about it is you don't have to work it. Just mix it together, stuff it in the oven, and there you go. Let's see if we can figure out what that cat's up to. Seriously? What are you doing? Ninja. Clearly he's waiting for Thanksgiving. All right. So dry ingredients. We got 3 cups of flour. We're going to put in about a cup of sugar. We've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. We're going to have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then a half a teaspoon each of baking powder and salt. And as always, we want to mix up our dry ingredients before we mix in the wets. All right, we'll do the wet ingredients next. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to beat the eggs first. Just get some air into them. It'll help with the batter a little bit. Then we'll mix in 2/3 cup of milk. And then we'll also put in 2/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. And then in addition, I'm going to throw in a couple of tablespoons of Greek yogurt. So we'll just put in a couple of tablespoons of yogurt, like that. Actually, it's almost done, so we'll just finish it up so I don't have to worry about it. And I'm doing that because with a good quick bread, a little bit of yogurt or buttermilk will help help it rise. So this gives it a little bit of kick. Okay, so this is our wets mixed together. And then what we're going to do is just going to mix that with the dries. And then we are going to fold in the apples. So pour that in. Mix together. and you get a nice little thick consistency. But that's okay, because there's a lot of moisture in the apples. So we have that. And then you can see how much the apples have browned in just a couple minutes since I did them. We're just gonna pour these in. And you're gonna fold these, not beat them in. By fold, I mean as such. Like this. Just so that they don't completely lose shape, destroying the things that you shredded. Otherwise, you could have just dumped in applesauce. Right? This will give it structure. Basically, you're coating the apple shreds with the batter. And you can see how much looser it's become now. And then, all we got to do now is preheat that oven to 350, I think it is. And we're gonna fill up all of our cupcake tins, liners with this, and then put in some of the sauce. I'll show you that next. So you can do these in muffin tins, which I used to, but then it seemed like it was a lot of cleanup. So what I use now are these foil liners, and I find that they have just enough strength when I lay them all out to hold the batter and hold the shape, so they come out muffin shaped and they rise up and not out. So what I do is I line them all up like this, and then pour the batter in. So I'll do that next. All right, so I have them all laid out, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to fill them up about 2/3 full. Try to be pretty consistent here, because if you have some of them really full and some of them not full enough, they'll cook inconsistently. I'm using an ice cream scoop, which for my size ice cream scoop seems to work pretty well. You could pipe them in or spoon them in. My guess is you don't know what piping them in means, so we're just go with spoon. So just do this until they're all full. All right, we got all the batter loaded into the cups. So we're gonna take our cranberry orange mixture, give it another stir. And all we're gonna do is take a spoonful, right? And we're gonna place that in the middle and just push down, right? So that's the idea. Let's do that for every single one of them. And that's gonna give it a cranberry orange center. That's the idea. So just sort of lightly pop it in there and tap the bottom of the muffin a couple times. It'll go down, and when it rises, it will rise around this, giving you a little center of cranberry orange, which is kind of cool on Thanksgiving. All right, there we go, all ready to go. This is gonna go into a 375-degree oven, not 350 like I said earlier. So that's 375. We're gonna put it into 18 to 20 minutes, and then it'll come out. And there we go. That's it for the muffins. They look good. You can see that the cranberries have filled out nice. They've risen up good. And you can see that someone has been eating them already. So, Christopher, give your mom a call. She misses you. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.